Hello YouTube, it is I, RainingCardGames. Welcome back to another episode of Atlantean Chronicles. Quick recap, last time, 1-2 record, not the best, not the worst, we go with it. We are going to try to continue this trend, boost the deck up a little bit. I've got some product that hopefully will really juice that extra deck, and as well as hopefully the side deck, so we will see what happens with that product. But before we go ahead and do so, if you would be so kind, hit the like. Hit the comment, or not hit the comment, I guess you would comment the comment. And if you haven't done so, subscribe. And you know, that helps out me, helps out you, and then also gives us some little bit of interaction. Things you might be saying, maybe try this. Have you considered, you've pulled this in the past, have you tried mixing it with this card, trying some synergies going around here and there? I want some conversation to be generated. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up today's product. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 packs of Brothers of Legend. Okay, we are once again visiting Brothers of Legend for an important extra deck piece. So hopefully we will be able to pull said watery card that we're looking for. Kuriboh, Deal of Destiny, Void Feast, Detonate. There's a lot of Kuriboh cards in this one pack, and Stealth Kraken Spawn. That is one part of the piece that we are looking for. We are now just looking for Stealth Kraken. Excellent. One piece down. And even though we don't have Stealth Kraken, you know, we can actually still technically make this card. So already, first pack has delivered something we need. Numbers Protection. Penguins. Sword Penguins. Fossil Dig. Cool Ultra. Astraltopia. And number 89. Cash Tira. Yeah, we technically can make 7s, but I still like when we do have the options for 7, we go into Biscayos. Wind Up Arsenal, Zenmaios, Rank Up Magic, Argent Chaos Force, Godarla, House of the Floral Knights, Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. Actually, where's my other secret that I pulled? Yeah, let's set the secrets aside. Shall we? We shall. We move on to the next Packy Wacky. Downward Magician, cool. Summon Storm, Noble Knights, Spear Holder, not actual Noble Knights, Resurgam XYZ, and Rebirth Judgment. I almost said Dudgment. Dudgment! Brothers of Legend! Come on. Give me the secret I need. Zexal Field. Thought Ruler Archfiend. Cool. Hidden Fangs of Revenge. Number 39 Utopia. This artwork. And Inferno Tierra. Yes. Wow. So far it's just been the one card. I'm gonna need a little more. Soul Binding Gate. Kuriboh. The Icebound God. This card is it's interesting to potentially mess around with. It's a very interesting infinite impermanence. Anyway, ZFW and Yowie. Yowie. Yadagarasu. Yowie. Alright. Kaiju Capture Mission. Eyes Shadow. Red Eyes Fusion. White Mirror. Target a level 4 lower fish in the graveyard, special summon it, and you can add same name as the original. We potentially could play around with it and double exposure. A couple of toys we can potentially play around with, but come on, Stealth Kraken Spawn. Give me the number 4. The number 4. Right Hand Shark. We have more sharks to add to the collection. Phantom Knights of Red Glove. Fighting Spirit. Downward Magician. Nibiru. Actually a very, very good card that we can add to our side deck. This can be used for a lot of different matchups. Happily will add and take a Nibiru. I will always take the Nub Rock, which has plagued me in many other sealed only series in the past. Dr. D, Soul Binding Gate, another Icebound God, cool. Dollhouse, and it's a trap. It's another Rebirth Judgment. That's a duplicate secret rare. Why can't you give me a duplicate secret of any of these two? Or more importantly, number 4, the main reason we are here. Kuriboh, another White Mirror, cool. Fossil Dig again, Astraltopia, Speedroid Scratch. Yikes. It's okay. We keep on moving. We keep on moving. Give me something good. 5-star Twilight. Inzektor Extabeetle. Cypher Interference. Ice Barrier. Actually a good card. Technically, this is a way to search out Kyroshin and everything. So, you know what? I'll take that. And Altergeist Fiji Alert. Not wanting. But I will take an Ice Barrier. We'll need a Foolish Burial Goods to really make use of that Ice Barrier, however. If we really want to trigger that off and get some searching going. Fighting Spirit, Hyper Rank Up, Zeist Catapult, another Utopia, and it's a spell. École de Zone, what does this do? It's a field spell. If the turn player summons exactly one monster, destroy it, and if you do, the control of that monster special summons a mass token, spellcaster level 1, attack defense to their field, and it can't attack directly. That's interesting, but not useful for our strategy at the moment. It's an interesting form of disruption, but left-hand shark, cool. Cypher Interference. Another Sea Nettle, so it's another extender we could potentially play with. It's a spell. D-Force. It's not what we wanted. Come on. Give me the Kraken of the Stealth. ZW Sylphid Wing. Phantom Knight Ragged Gloves. Zenmayo. Floral Knights. It's a monster. Noble Knights Shield Bearer. I don't want that. Last pack. Will it have an Xyz monster in the secret rare slot? Will it have? We're gonna set this right there, and we'll go through the altars. Eidos, the Underworld Squire, Zexal Catapult, another Ice Knight. We have a playset, so we don't need more. Creepy! Alright. On all this depends. So far, opening has given us 2 definite additions to the collection. Stealth Kraken. No! It's an Xyz monster, but it's not what we wanted. So close. But you know what? We can't complain. There's still more of this box to go. Obviously, we didn't open the entire box today, so hopefully we'll round it out and we will get that Stealth Kraken. We don't have Stealth Kraken. Well, technically, I guess we do. We don't have number 4 is what I'm trying to say. But it's okay. It's okay. We can still move from here. We can still get some... hopefully some wins. We'll see what happens with the changes I made, but there's only one way to find out. It's time to duel. Alright, so for match number 1, we are going up against Mathmech Adignister. Realistically, this is just Adignister. We are going second, so with no interruptions that I opened up in my hand, my opponent is completely free to pop on off, and by the way things are looking, they are building up to create a towers, which unfortunately my main deck in starting out does not have any answers to, unfortunately. They end up bringing out good old Firewall Dragon, but this is not just any Firewall Pass. They have the new retrain of Firewall Dragon. They also are able to slowly link climb up so they can bring out the big ol' untargetable, unaffected Bungus. I can attempt to out some of the things. Luckily, the Firewall Bounce is my Stealth Attack 2, prevents them from bouncing everything back. I can get a Megalo on the field and get some damage. I can at least soak up one of the Firewall Dragons with Honor Arc, but I'm not strong enough to beat over anything to get into a Zeus. So unfortunately, I just want to see what else my opponent can do before I just get a little more card information, and then we scoop up and we move on to game number 2. Game number 2, we get to go first. We just go for a little bit of bait, so we bait out an Effect Veiler on our Megalo. We just normal summon our Kyroshin on top of him with protection with the Torrential Tributes in the back and the Kyroshin in the graveyard, as well as the Stealth Attack. I've basically got Water Goes in match. I clean up the field, and that's enough to keep control. I normal summon Deep Sea Diva, get out my Atlantean Prince, and we start to build a little bit of advantage. My opponent sees what I'm doing, scoops up. We go to game number 3. I don't open a Kaiju, but I do have the chance of drawing a Kaiju.
So it's realistically seeing what is my top deck going to be. If my top deck gets me back into the game, i.e. it's Scam Seal, awesome. I can finally claim victory over the first match. But yeah, no, unfortunately, we're just kind of waiting. It's the purgatory of will I draw a side deck card or won't I draw a side deck card? Who knows? Who indeed knows? But essentially, it's the exact same board that I'm going to have to deal with as I did in game number 1. And brings up towers, double firewall. Unfortunately, Abyss Shark is not it. My electric jellyfish ends up getting negated. And yeah, I scoop up. I lose match number 1. Unfortunate. We go on to match number 2. We're going first for game number 1. We're going up against Flu under ease. So, we go in uninterrupted, which is nice. So I'm able to go up into Abyss Gaios, as well as get a Toad onto the field, an Aria for floating, and I equip my Abyss Scale. So I've got multiple forms of interaction. I hit the 1 evenly matched. Guess what? I get hit by a second. 2 evenly matched in the opener. Jeez, this is a Flu deck that wants to go second. Completely caught me off guard. I was ready to deal with 1, but not 2. So unfortunately now I have and a completely open field, but I do have an Atlantean Prince in my hand, which I can normal summon. This can get me up into an Abyss Megalo, but remember, this is Flu under ease, so it's not my turn, it's our turn. And unfortunately, that's about it. Yeah, it's really, really tough. So now I'm facing an Apex Avian, an Omni Negate. I have 1,600 life points left. Ash Blossom ain't the top deck I need. So we scoop up, we go to game number 2. Game number 2, I hit the Megalo onto the field. I get my Abyss Kraken. I just decide, just like before in the previous match, I'm going to Tribute Summon Kairi Shin, set a bunch of back row, and send him to the races. I use my Dark Reef to bring out Electric Jellyfish, as well as the Mega Fortress Whale, and because of the chain that I activated Sea Stealth Attack, I can get Sea Stealth Attack 2 back onto the field, reestablishing Umi, reestablishing my water lock. But guess what? Some of the Flus are actually water, so it doesn't fully lock them out of their plays. So they can still get a little bit of play in, but yeah, they try to book my Kairi Shin. I negate that with my Electric Jellyfish. I summon out as much damage on the field as I possibly can, so I can attack directly thanks to Mega Fortress Whale's effect. I am 500 off lethal. Annoying, very annoying. And Pot of Duality. Tries to Harpy Feather Duster. I protect my back row with Sea Stealth Attack, which I banish 1 card. I just attack for lethal, no effects activated. We take that game. We move on to the final game. I end up Ash Blossom to the Eagle, but guess what? They still had all the cards they needed to set up, because remember, this is our turn deck that we're playing against. So they're able to bring out the M-Pen, hits the field. I am now on a clear field with nothing to protect myself. I have a Gamciel for follow-up if I can survive the turn with anything like, let's say, an Abyss Megalo or something that can really pop off that Atlantean Marksman. Otherwise, it's kind of dead. I draw a Pankratops, not the worst draw in the world, but yeah, it's gonna be kind of tricky, and we end up losing. We move on to the final match against the deck I hate the most in this world, Spiral. Unfortunately, it looks like it's a tough control variant, so I can deal with this. We normal summon the Ice Knight. We normal summon Prince, and he actually scoops up. We're proving that we can assemble lethal. Now we are going second once again, and this time around, it looks like my opponent is slowly starting to climb up using Double Helix to splash the board. Quick Fix hits the field, and it looks like it's going to be a link spam of a degenerate board with me having no forms of interaction. I open double Stealth Attack 2. Yeah, and then when I see Nightmare Griffin hit the field, this makes things extremely complicated because now I have to make sure everything's linked. It really ain't happening with me drawing Sea Stealth Attack, so I set a couple of cards, try to see if I can't bait out anything, but unfortunately nothing's really happening. Sleeper hits the field, cleans up my field, I scoop up. We just go straight to game number 2. Normal summon Prince, set a bunch of back row, and prepare for next turn. And luckily, Anti-Spell Fragrance deals with my opponent's hand, and they scoop up, meaning that we at least salvage 1 win against Spiral. But, you know, even in the games that we lost, we did at least make sure that it went to game number 3. So we're just going to end on a 1-2 record for today's video, unfortunately.
Same as last time, a 1-2 record. However, even the matches we lost, there were obviously some clear things. So obviously, I need a way to out A towers, i.e., maybe I should add in more kaijus. I mean, it's kind of that toss-up. Do I want to sacrifice more slots? Because obviously, I have floodgates going first. Goes in, anti-spell. They put in work. I don't know. There's a lot of counterbalancing that I have to do with side deck in order to fit in outs for towers. So that's one thing to consider. But at the same time, luck of the draw too. But all in all, I'm still happy. I took a win off of my age-old nemesis. I hate Spiral with a passion, so I am more than happy to beat that neutered deck into the ground because it's my happy place. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed, once again, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next episode.